Robin, everyone loves the Drake 5-minute comic book review. Today, Batman 436. Hello and welcome to Robin, Everyone Loves the Drake podcast. First ever 5-minute comic book review where we try to review a comic book in less than 5 minutes. We'll show you the cover, but we won't show you the interior art in respect to the creators unless DC Comics has made this art public. And today we're going to be reviewing Batman issue number 436. 436, well, because this is the very first appearance ever of Tim Drake. He is just a little kid in this, and he does not do anything really heroic, but this is where it all starts. And this book came out in the summer of 1989, and I actually have 2 copies because when I bought it, it was so popular that they came out with a second printing. So I bought a second printing edition. And the only way you can tell the difference, besides a little second printing written inside of it, is that the first printing, the DC Bullet, is blue, and the second printing, the DC Bullet, is green. But DC Comics have not released these as a trade paperback yet. Hopefully they will. So if you want to get these, you either have to buy them secondhand or get a digital copy, and I'll put a link below for the digital copy off of Amazon, which is now part of Comixology. And first of all, cover, great cover, done by George Perez, although he gets no credit anywhere in here that he did this. You have to look that up. But there is a lot going on in this book. Now, first off, it came out back in the summer of 1989, so Batmania was going crazy. Everybody was crazy for Batman thanks to the 89 movie. And there's no Robin in that 89 movie, but this book deals with a lot of Robin. So, first off, you've got Batman, who's dealing with the death of Jason Todd, who had just recently died in the comics, and he is kind of ratcheted up his level of violence and anger up to kind of Rorschach level in Watchmen. Just angry, and he's acting as if Jason Todd just never existed. So this concerns the first Robin, Dick Grayson, who comes to visit and find out what's going on with Bruce. And there's a lot going on in this book. So if we have the Batman story where Batman is just angry and mean and trying to figure out who's killing a bunch of crime leaders. Then we've got Dick Grayson trying to figure out what's going on with Bruce, why is he acting this way. And at the same time, Dick Grayson is flashing back to his origin and how he became Robin and the Flying Graysons and the night his parents were killed. At the same time in the story, we've got the killer of the Flying Graysons, Tony Zuko, and his origin story, and how we also have Alfred appearing at the parole hearings for Dick Grayson, which is kind of a reveal. It's kind of cool that Alfred's doing that. So there is a lot going on in this book. So as a Batman fan, you've definitely got to pick it up. Now, when this came out, I saw Batman Year 3, and I thought this would be kind of a thing that they do a lot. We'd have Batman Year 4 and Year 5 and Year 6, but I think they ended it at Year 3, so, but Year 3 doesn't get quite the same love that Year 1 and Year 2 does, but I think it's just as good. I think it deserves its own trade paperback, deserves to be held up. It's inspired a lot of other works. If you've seen the Batman animated series Robin Reckoning, it definitely pulls a lot from this. If you've seen the movie Batman Forever, the Flying Grayson scenes pulls a lot from it. One of the things that was really cool back in 1989 was the insert ad that they would have in comics for this issue, and it's kind of got half Batman, half the old costume, half the new costume. And back in '89, you didn't see much of the old costume. You basically only saw the yellow oval. We saw it in Year 1. Oddly enough, Year 2 is the yellow oval. Then Year 3, he's back to the regular. So I always wondered, did he switch? Did he go back? Or did Year 2 they just like the yellow oval? But pretty soon Legends of the Dark Knight comic would come out. They go back to the old costume in the comics. Justice League, the animated series used it, so we've kind of seen it a lot. But back in '89, to see that old costume was pretty unique and pretty rare and pretty cool. And so this book, it definitely deserves its place in Batman history. It deserves to be right up there with Year 1 and Year 2. As far as the artwork goes, it suffers a little bit because of the time period it was done. Just the paper and the printing quality is just not as good. So if you compare it to today's comic, probably doesn't hold up as well, but if you compare it to the comics at the time, it's definitely an A. Story, in order to pack all that in one comic, that gets an A. And overall, it's a great start, and plus you've got that little hidden Easter egg. It's Tim Drake's first appearance. One of the cool things is if you've been reading Rebirth, and we plan to do some Rebirth reviews pretty soon, in Detective Comics 935, and I've got 2 copies because I liked both covers here. There's one little scene right in the beginning. And on the 3rd page, we've got Tim Drake Red Robin, and he needs to do the code override for his scenario here in the training mission. And the code override is code 436. And it was my buddy Rob Myers who picked out, hey, wait, that's 436, his very first appearance. So it all comes back around. Now, this was a quick review of this. If you'd like to buy it, you can click below and get your digital copy. If you want a really in-depth look at this book and really delve into it, then check out Robin, Everyone Loves the Drake podcast, episode 1, and I'll put a link to that down below as well. And Rob Myers, the founder of Robin, Everyone Loves the Drake, goes well into detail all about this issue and how he got it and what it means to the Batman universe, and he talks about a lot of different things, and he talks about how Batman and Robin are kind of like boyfriend and girlfriend, and he goes into some weird places in that. But hey, it's an interesting listen. It's Rob by himself, so he tends to ramble a bit, but you'll like it here, and I ramble a bit too. So check out Robin, Everyone Loves the Drake. It's part of the BatmanUniverse.net website, and it's a proud member of the Batman Comic Book Network. So you check it out here, and thanks for watching. See you next time when we'll review Batman 437, Year 3, Part 2. Thanks.